Oh my goodness, this is dried. Doesn't this look amazing? I love it so much. It has like a glossy effect to it or something. It really feels quite glossy where we added the granules in the water, and I love it, love it, love it. This is dried. I came up to it and went, oh, it's still wet, but it's not. It's completely dried. I really, really, really like it. I love the effect. Originally, I thought, oh no, I'm not going to add a whole bunch of granules because we're talking about the Statue of Liberty and all that and how it's a nice green patina. But I bet you the Statue of Liberty gets stuff like this. They just scrub it off. What do you think? I don't know. I've never seen the Statue of Liberty. Maybe one of you guys have seen it. So what I did here was I positioned my heart where I wanted it on the paper, like this. And I remember those little strips of napkin I was telling you about? I went ahead and just added some glue. The glue's still wet. You can see right here. That's matte medium, so it'll dry. And you use whatever you have. You can use napkins, you can use paper, you can use pieces of cardboard just to raise it. You can use glue dots, whatever you have. I ended up using that strip of paper, or excuse me, a strip of napkin, and I cut it in half because I didn't want it as high as I had it. And I like the napkin idea, or like something pliable like paper, because when you add your heart on top of it, I'm actually going to squish it down a little bit, like weight it down so it's not hovering too high. But so it's a little, pliable when you put it on there. So I have that on there, and what I'm going to do next is I'll position the wings where I want it. And you don't have to have wings. You can do it any way you want. If you just want hearts around your paper, you can do that. But I'm going to do if you're going to layer something, you do the bottom first. So I'm actually going to glue the wings in place first and probably put once I glue it, put a glue bottle over it. Put, whatever you have laying around to weight it down. That way it can dry nice and flat on those areas. I'm not too concerned about weighing this part down, but this part I want nice and flat. I don't mind if this hovers a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do next. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I mentioned in class that I have these things called gelatos. This is what gelatos are. This is gelatos, not the ice cream. And this one's by Faber-Castell. There's different brands, and I have different brands. I think I have a steampunk set as well. It usually comes in a little pack. It's usually themed like steampunk, or this one's quite a big pack. A friend of mine, another artist, bought this for me, so it was a nice birthday gift. And it came with a little sponge, but it's quite hard. It's really, really hard. You can see I've used it a little bit. But what it looks like on the inside, I'll open the white. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Yeah, I got it. It looks like that. And really, it feels like lipstick or lip gloss, a little like a dry lipstick or lip gloss. And if I rub it, a little piece flaked off. Hopefully you can see. It goes on your finger. Do you see that? It's like an iridescent color. Let's see if we can do like a colorful one. This blue one. And they're really cool. You can see that? Kind of iridescent. Not quite sparkly, but iridescent. I'm going to rub that on my finger. And then you can see that, right? It's almost like an eyeshadow effect for your art, I think. I did add some to the side of my heart. I don't know if you can see it right there on the edge. I added the white color and I kind of smudged it in. You may be thinking, oh no, I don't have anything like that, Miss Mara, at my house. It's okay, don't fret. If you come meet me on Wednesday, I'll let you play with my gelatos. I'll bring them to class too if you guys would like to see them who can't make it, people that can't make it. But if you're at home and you're going to be doing that shadowing or that highlighting that we were talking about around the edge of your heart or behind your heart, if you have your heart flat, it'll be like kind of behind the heart, a little bit on the edge, then you can always water down some white paint and kind of put it on there like that. You can even go to the dollar store and buy the eyeshadow packs or even some lipstick and play around with it like that. Yeah, I use makeup and nail polish and stuff from the dollar store in my art. So if your parents have time and you're able to get to the dollar store, you can pick up your glue, you can pick up your coffee, you can pick up your eyeshadow, kind of funny, right? And lipstick or whatever you need. Otherwise, I'll let you play and touch it. And if you're not there on Wednesday because you just can't get there, I understand. It's not mandatory, it's optional. I'll bring these to class so you can at least see them, okay, and see how they operate. All right, so these are all glued down. They're nice and stuck in there. And I wanted to show you guys that I went ahead and made a little hole right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. I'll stick my little tool in there. Let's see. Oh, where is it? It's right there. You see my little tool sticking out? You can make your hole with a sewing needle with your parents' permission. This is just, it belongs to my doorbell, the Ring doorbell. I just found something in my drawer to poke a hole. And I figured, here's my jewel. I figured, you know, I sent you guys home with this and I kept it on the wire. I'm actually gonna keep the wire instead of using a thread. So when I put this in, it can just hang from the wire like this. But that's the last thing I'm going to attach because I still have to do more shading and stuff like that. But you can see why I left my heart hovering a little bit. That way when I put it in, I have a place to put my jewel and I can kind of just twist the back of it and it'll be hanging like that when I'm ready. So I think this looks really, really good. Everything's together. The pieces of the napkin are underneath here. And I went ahead and I thought about the shading. Remember I told you guys to shade either the dark color or the light color. I went ahead and put the gelatos around there. You can see it on the edge. I used the white and I did it on this one right here all around. So I was gonna go ahead and show you what I do on this side. And if you don't have gelatos, you can go ahead and use watered down white paint. No big deal. I'm just doing this because I have it. I'm gonna go ahead and add it. I'll show you how easy it is to use this. And it'll be the same with the paint. And I, you know, often use my fingers like I do in class. And I'm just gonna kind of smoosh it in. That's a art technical term, smoosh. We have some highlights. I'll go ahead and add some more over here. And then I thought about, you know what? I'm gonna add some shadow too. It has some natural shadow because it's lifted up, but I'm gonna add a little bit more. And this is where I grabbed another pencil. This is my Derwent tinted charcoal. You don't have to have exactly this. You can use a regular pencil. If you use a regular pencil, you're going to want your darkest pencil to do it, okay? So like a #2 writing pencil that you use at school, that's actually an HB, okay? So this one is a charcoal pencil, and the reason I'm using this is because it smudges easily. Now if I put a mark right here, it's gonna kind of put the mark a little bit away from the edge, so I'm gonna lift it up a little bit and start shading in here like this. And this again, since it's charcoal, I can kind of smear it. You kind of see a little shadow effect. So I'm gonna go around, press that in there, lift it up a little bit. I hope you can see the shadowing. Let's see, let's get some more in there. Get it all around. I'll smush it in after I do that. And then keep continuing all the way around. Can you see it? Like a just tracing basically. You should be able to see that dark line, right? All the way around. And I'll keep doing that and kind of working my finger in it and smooshing it around. And if I lose the darkness, I'll go back. But I kind of like the hazy effect of it. So when you have it on here, it's a stark color. Stark means like it's really, really apparent. And you kind of use your finger, smoosh it around. And you can do it with your dark pencil too. You can smear it around with your fingers, is what I mean. And then your finger is gonna look like that. Ah, that's okay, it's art. Some people wear like latex gloves when they do art. I have tried, but it just doesn't feel comfortable to me. It's probably better for your skin. But this isn't so bad, it's not paint or anything. So I'm getting that shadow in. And the coffee is really slick, so it's not showing up a whole lot on there, so I'm kind of forcing it to go on there. But if you can see it, if you see this wing and this area looks different from this area, back on up, cameraman. You can't see a real good shadow, but you can see a real good shadow of everything else. Just hold it on there like that. There you go. I'm going to add some right here. I have a little bit of a highlight there. I'll keep that there. Be right here. All the way around. And I'll perfect that and get that on there for time's sake. I'll go ahead and stop. Now I added some of the gelato right here, and it's kind of oily, so the pencil doesn't really go over it, which is fine by me, so I have a highlight right here. It's okay. I just want to have some contrast so that you can see the heart. It's more pronounced because we did the heart in a monochromatic scheme. That means it matches its background. Everything kind of looks the same, but I wanted to pop out just a little bit. I went ahead and thought about what I wanted to add on here. So we have the jewel, right? And this is totally customizable. You can customize yours any way you want. I went ahead and printed out some scripture verses. One of them is one that we read in class. This one says, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Remain in my love, John 15:9. And we talked about that, about self-love in class at the beginning. And then I found some other ones I really liked. I like, all things work together for good for those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. And that's Romans 8:28. And another sweet one that I like is down further. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you, Ezekiel 36:26. How perfect is that? He's talking about a heart, and we have a heart on here. So I went ahead and cut some out. I have some extras for those of you that are going to meet me on Wednesday. If you're not going to meet me, you are more than welcome to type this up on your computer like I did, print it out. If you don't have access to a printer, go through a magazine and find some words like we've done in class and put those on your work. So here is my printout. This is the John. So I gotta figure out how I want this. Normally I don't have this many words that I would put on an art piece, but I just love them all so much. So I think I'm going to put John down here. And I kind of cut that out individually. So I'll glue it like that. And, oh wow, I kind of like the placement. So up here I have Romans, and up here Ezekiel. And I think pretty much I'm going to leave it like this. You can customize it any way you want. You might have some metal bits that you want to put on there. You might have something you create out of hot glue and stick on there. But pretty much I think this would be a really great Valentine's gift for the person that I love. And this is actually frame worthy. Where can you get a frame? You can get it from the Dollar Tree. We keep talking about the Dollar Tree. They have some great frames that you can go and get. I like to find wooden frames. Even Walmart has some wooden frames. And you can even paint that a tinge of green or blue, and just make it really special for somebody. If you don't have a frame, it's okay. You can give it to them like this, and they can frame it, especially if they're an adult. But anyways, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. And again, Valentine's is this week, and you're supposed to give it to somebody that you really love, and I'm sure they'll appreciate your sentiments. If you cannot print something out, don't worry, use a magazine. If you don't have access to a magazine, then you know what? Handwrite it on there. If you're nervous about handwriting stuff on your art, write it on another sheet of paper and then cut it out like I did these and put it on there, because some people are like, oh, I don't like my handwriting, and I understand that, so sometimes you might need to practice. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this project, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. I am super excited. Look how amazing this turned out. I really, really, really love it. I think you guys might have some questions like, Miss Mara, what if I already put a heart onto my paper and it's not raised? Well, you know what? Make another heart and put it on top of that one using the same technique that I used. Miss Mara, can I make one exactly like yours? Yes, this is a tutorial, and if you want yours to look like this or you're inspired by this, by all means do it like this. Or what about, Miss Mara, what if I don't want mine to look like this and I want to add extra hearts all around? Do it, do it, do it, do it. Just remember, this is a Valentine's gift for someone that you love. So we're going to keep it Valentine themed, and we're just learning about doing the patina, okay? So that's how we're sticking with this kind of color palette. Any other questions that you have for me, please don't be afraid to message me or, use your parents' phones to text me. I will answer the best way that I can. And I will see some of you on Wednesday, the rest of you on Monday. What I would like for you to do is to please, please, please take a picture of your project, because you are giving it away. For bonus points, if you take a picture of your project and then take a picture, another picture, that's two pictures of the person that you give it to, okay? So I would love to see you giving it to a person, taking a picture with them, or them holding it and it being on their wall or in their hands or whatever. So that's a bonus picture. So for homework, you are to take a picture of your work so that I can see it. You can be in the picture if you like, or it can just be your work. You can choose it, okay? Thanks, guys. See you later.